Aloha. Aloha. My name is John Mizuno. I serve as the Vice Speaker of the House. To my right is Representative Rita Cavanilla. She's the Majority Floor Leader. And we have Henry Aquino, who chairs the Public Safety Committee. And we have Representative Romy Cachola to my left. I would like to also acknowledge the presence of our Consul General, Julius Torres. Thank you, Consul General. The Chairman and CEO on the board of Gawad Kalinga USA, Anthony Elias. Anthony, if you could be recognized. Thank you, Anthony. If we could also get the President of the Congress of Assigned Organizations, my better half, May Basario Mizuno. Thank you. And if we can recognize Covo Foundation President Jane Clement. We've also got with us Local 5 President and President of the Cebuano Association, Fernando Tan. And finally, if this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for the Covo members. So if all of the Covo members can just stand and be recognized just for one moment. Thank you. I'll try to be very brief, and then I'm going to turn it over to the Consul General for further comments. As all of you know, on the early morning of November 8th, Super Typhoon Haiyan, also known as Yolanda, struck the Philippines. It made landfill, ripping through the provinces of Leyte and Selmar. This has been the deadliest typhoon to ever hit the Philippines. With over 6,000 confirmed dead, over 16 million people adversely affected, 4.1 million people being displaced or homeless, and 1.1 million houses damaged or destroyed. Typhoon Haiyan is the strongest tropical cyclone to ever be recorded and hit landfall, with estimated wind speeds of 196 miles per hour and 10-minute sustained wind speeds of 160 miles per hour. It has been the largest and deadliest typhoon that has ever hit in the Philippines. This was subsequent to an earthquake that hit Bohol and Cebu. 7.2 magnitude earthquake, which struck on October 15, 2013. We have seen the graphic news coverage of Tacloban City and our people in the Philippines. And so our story does not end here. In fact, our story is just beginning as we try to rebuild the foundation for our people in need. If I can turn it over to Consul General Julius Torres for further comments.
Well, thank you very much, Vice Speaker Mizuno, and I'm very honored to be part of the ceremony and gratified that you have been successful in Covo Philippines, thanks largely to the sponsors and of course to the efforts of Covo and the other groups who have backed up this worthwhile endeavor. And what is particularly gratifying is the fact that your assistance has been very much appreciated by the people who were victimized by Typhoon Haiyan. And now that we are beginning the rebuilding or the reconstruction phase in that part of the Philippines, which was heavily affected, I'm sure that your efforts will also be very well rewarded in terms of the smiles and the happiness that you will bring to the people who were unfortunately victims of Typhoon Haiyan. So on behalf of the Philippine government and the people of the Visayas and the victims, I would like to thank all of you who have entirely given their efforts and support to this endeavor. Thank you very much. Mahalo.
Could we have the Chairman and Board of Gawad Kalinga, Anthony Elias, share with us a few words?
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tony Elias, and I head the Gawad Kalinga USA Foundation, and we're directly connected to Gawad Kalinga Philippines. And we've been doing our work really for the poor for the last 11 years, and we've built over 2,000 Gawad Kalinga communities throughout the entire Philippines. So my accent, my Filipino accent, sounds very English because I'm born and raised as an American in San Diego, California. But I had my epiphany about 7 years ago visiting the Philippines, and I walked into what they told me was a squatter village, or formerly squatters. I walked into what they called the Gawad Kalinga village, and I was surprised because there wasn't any trash. The houses were painted in beautiful pinks and purples and greens, and I said, this is like a little toontown. By the way, I'm staying at the Aulani with my family. I'm on my vacation right now. So I'm trying to hide from my wife. I told her I'd be away for 2 hours, but this is important. But walking into that village 7 years ago transformed my life because I actually thought that squatters were dangerous. Because as a kid, I would go to the Philippines and I would see the squatters all over what I thought was beachfront property. But as it turned out, these people in this so-called squatter village in these beautiful little tiny homes welcomed me in. And they were asking me if I ate, they were offering me something to drink, and I realized something growing up as an American, that poverty in the Philippines is different from poverty in the United States. And I was looking at them from first world eyes rather than third world eyes. And from that point on, I made a commitment to my wife and my family and to my God that I would do something about it. And so for 7 years, I've been doing this work as a volunteer. And I'm heading back to the Philippines again mid this month to make sure your funds are secured. So there's nothing for you to worry about, because I put my own dollars into it for the last 7 years, and I continue to put in.
Please continue.
Yeah, I'm going to close by saying I'm inspired to be here. I love what Kokua means. I just found out that it's help for the Philippines, so thank you for that. But I'm even more inspired